All right, welcome back, and let's take a look at how we can start working in our Adobe Illustrator with preparations to use the laser cutter or other CNC tools. So the first thing is that we'll probably want to work with shapes, and all of these tools on the left side with the little arrows, if you click and hold, will give you an option of the different tools menu. So if I want to make a rectangle, usually the rectangle is the one that shows up first. If I want to do something with text, you can see that different tools will pop up that will let me do different things. A pen tool, line tool. So I'm going to start off with making a sieve for a project that we're doing in grade 7. I can click and drag and make a rectangular shape that I'm going to put holes in so that I can sort an item. And when I let go, that's the shape. My other option is I can just point and click, and I can type in exactly the size of the shape that I want. And choose OK, and I've got the shape that I want. There's two different arrows on Adobe Illustrator. There's the white one and the black one. The black one lets you select entire shapes and multiple shapes. The white one allows you to select individual anchor points. So you'll notice as you point along the line, you can see this is a path line. When we get to a corner, it turns into an anchor. If I click on that, I can then drag that point to wherever I would like. So if I want to make a bit of a different shape, there we go. I have, I guess, an irregular polygon of some sort. If I hit Command Z, of course, it goes back to where it was. So let's just get rid of our second square here. The size and shape of what you create here in Illustrator is exactly the size and shape that you will get on the laser cutter or the router or things like that. So it's a very precise instrument to create something. If I want to create something like a sieve, I need a bunch of holes. Again, I'd click on it and I'd choose the size of the hole that I want. So if I want 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, that gives me a circle of 1 centimeter diameter. I've created it right there. If I switch back to my selection tool, and there's keyboard shortcuts for all this as well, and they're helpful to learn for sure. If I use something like the Option key, so I hold the Option key down, and I can move the shape, and if I hit the Command key and D, it will repeat the move and the copy that I just did. So if I'm trying to create something that has multiple shapes on it, I can do that. I can also, I think the reason that this is sort of moving along with me here is because right now that rectangle has a white background. If I move it over here, you can see that there's a white background. For the laser cutting, I don't want to have any colored background, so I'm going to change the fill to none. Still got my lines there, and now I should be able to select my holes. Hold down the Option key again, drag this, and I'm going to just offset them a little bit. Now I've got 2 lines. I'm going to select both lines again, hold the Option key down, and move these down a little bit further. And I'm going to repeat that with the Command D so that I get a few holes to sort some small circular items, I guess. If I hold down the Shift key, I can unselect some things. Okay, and there we go. Now, to set this up for laser cutting, the laser cutter will read the colors, and typically our laser cutter is set up so that black is one of the cutting power settings. So if the laser cutter knows that it's supposed to cut, it will cut lines that have a stroke weight of 0.072. And now everything here will be cut. So I'll end up with a board or a piece of cardboard that has all these holes cut into it. I think, let me take a look at these. These may possibly also have a fill in them. So now everything, if I drag it outside the line, you can see it's sort of clear and see-through. And that is how to set something up for laser cutting. So number one, ensure that there are no fills for objects. Number two, make sure you have a black color selected as the outline of items. And number three, make sure that you have the stroke weight set to 0.072. And that is the very basic, most basic setup for creating something for the laser cutter in Illustrator. Before you close this off, you should hit save and place your work somewhere that you will remember where to find it. Adobe Illustrator does not save automatically, so it's important to do that. All right, thank you.